I even told him he had 5 hours, to kill her, and he told me that he couldn't do it because that was his mom.
The victim, her boyfriend's mother.
This is 17-year-old Caitlin Coons, a teenage girl who gave her 33-year-old boyfriend exactly 5 hours to kill his own mother. And if he couldn't do it, Caitlin would. Now in Caitlin's interrogation, you will witness every antic these two have tried to pull. Because from trying to start a new life in a cartel-infested city,
the pair ran off to Mexico after the teenager killed her boyfriend's mom,
to living out their romantic delusions, this is only the beginning of Caitlin Coons' murder story.
I really just thought that he was somebody like a Harley Quinn or Bonnie and Clyde type stuff. I know there's something wrong with me. This is scary. This is hurting me so bad.
In early May of 2023, police in Sylvania Township, Ohio received a concerned call from a local child welfare caseworker. The caller stated that 17-year-old Caitlin Coons hadn't appeared for a mandatory meeting and that family services had been unable to reach her for several days. Caitlin was a teen who had been living in a transitional housing unit for children aging out of foster care, and suddenly she was gone. The caller stated that she believed Caitlin had run away with her so-called boyfriend, a 33-year-old man named Jonathan Jones, with whom she had been romantically involved for about a year. Police expected that tracking down the couple wouldn't be easy, but they never could have guessed where the couple was, nearly 2,000 miles away in cartel-controlled Ciudad Juarez, Mexico. On May 8th, police in Juarez spotted Caitlin and Jonathan selling jewelry along the roadside, which frankly isn't a smart thing to be doing in the cartel and drug capital of the world. Suspecting that Jonathan was trafficking the very young, very gringa girl, police brought the both of them to the station for questioning. It was only then, after confiding with American authorities, that they realized Caitlin had been reported as a missing person, and that, perhaps unsurprisingly, Jonathan was wanted in the US on a warrant for charges related to his relationship with her, an underage girl. At first, the police in Mexico thought they had just closed a case. They'd found a sicko who liked girls half his age and had fled the country to be with her. But within a few hours, they came to realize the truth. Jonathan and Caitlin weren't fleeing because of their self-proclaimed Romeo and Juliet romance. They were fleeing because of a murder. When police in Mexico spoke with police in Ohio, they disclosed that Jonathan and Caitlin were driving a car belonging to Jonathan's mother, 53-year-old Nicole Nikki Jones. Police in Ohio conducted a wellness check on Nicole's home, only to find it reeking of bleach, with Nicole nowhere to be seen. Immediately, they suspected Nicole had been killed. And it wasn't just the scene and Nikki's sudden disappearance that tipped them off. As soon as they began looking into Caitlin's phone records, it became clear that Nikki was no longer alive, and that, most shockingly, she may not have been the only victim of these self-proclaimed star-crossed lovers. Armed with all of this information, police in the US bring Caitlin in for questioning under the pretense that they're just making sure she is safe. In reality, they have much more important questions to ask her. They read her rights and ask about her relationship with both Jonathan and Nikki.
His mom is like a cool type of mom. Like, she likes to play card games, go on walks, when we were trying to, take her in Mexico, she didn't want to come because she was talking about her Superman boyfriend. And I was like, she said that she was pansy Superman. I was like, oh, okay. I'm not going to stop you there.
She was going to go with you?
No, she wasn't. She said that she was talking to her, Superman boyfriend and stuff, and that she had things to do, and I was like, okay. And I was like, yeah, she's about to come to that age.
Are you referencing like Alzheimer's, like dementia?
Yeah, Alzheimer's and on the verge of losing her mind.
Right. So are you pretty close to Nikki?
I'm semi-decent. She doesn't like me just because of my age and everything, but she's okay with us being together, obviously, but she's like, I wasn't much your age. She's like, she's like, I'll treat you how my mom treated me, and this and that. I was like, okay.
Did you ever live with them?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, cool. How did she treat you?
She treated me well.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And I'm not asking to get into it because I don't care, unless you want to talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't mean that offensively. It sounds like you have some trauma from your parents?
Okay, yeah, I do not want to talk about that because I've already had to talk about that with Chaucer.
No, and we absolutely don't have to talk about that. I just want to make sure that this lady was treating you well.
She was treating me well.
Okay. Okay. How long did you live with her?
I didn't live with her. I just stayed there a few nights.
Nikki didn't like Caitlin being around, not because she didn't like her as a person, but because she knew there was absolutely no reason that her 33-year-old son should be seeing her. And because, previously, Jonathan's actions in that relationship had actually landed him in jail. One night in 2022, Jonathan and Caitlin stopped at a truck stop. Police stopped them, suspecting that they were doing some lot lizarding, if you will. While questioning them, Jonathan voluntarily gave police his phone and his password. When detectives opened the photos, they were flooded with images of Caitlin in the nude. Because of her age, this wasn't only straight up wrong, it was illegal. Jonathan was taken into custody for pandering obscene material and child endangerment. His mom knew this, and was rightfully so disgusted by their relationship and the fact that it continued following his arrest.
Does Nikki know that Jonathan's in jail?
I don't know. I haven't talked to him since he got taken away. So I don't know if he called her or if the police called or what happened with that. I do not know.
She knew better than
Yeah, like I said, we offered her to come with us.
Right. Okay. When was the last time then that you talked to her?
Well, his son lost me though because of Mexico. So then mine was the only one working, but then mine kept glitching out. So we didn't really have working for Mexico.
Probably because you were hooked up to the Mexican network. So
Way back in Mexico, we wanted to talk to her. When did you want to talk to Nikki before?
I think it was right when we went to Arizona, when we talked to her. But I don't know when that was. I just know it was right before we got to Mexico. We talked to her as we were making our way out to, Mexico or whatever, but then she was talking about, she's busy, she didn't want to talk long, going on walks. Like I said, she's a busy person. I'm not going to keep an old woman. I'm not going to get yelled at by somebody. So we just kept traveling and stuff, and we were like, maybe she just is doing her own thing, let's, not bother her. So that's how that went.
Okay. When did you guys leave in Ohio?
I do not know that either.
You don't know?
It was
a guesstimate?
I don't know an estimate either. I just know that we entered Mexico a week ago and that we went through some states along the way.
Okay.
I don't remember the states. I know one of them was Arizona. I know that we were in Texas at some point, and I know that we went to Mexico. That's all I know. I can't give you the exact date because my brain doesn't let me process that because I have a brain injury.
That's fine. That's what you said.
During some of the hours of interrogation, Caitlin claims that she received a brain injury after being in a horrible car accident. And yes, you are about to hear her milk it whenever it's convenient. Like right now, when police begin to ask for more details about the drive to Mexico, specifically when they last spoke to Nikki.
How long have you been from those for?
For a while. Are we almost on questioning?
Yeah.
I mean, because I feel like we talked about what happened in Mexico. I feel like I went over everything there is to need to know about if there was to be something, and I am ready to get back in there. So.
I got that, and obviously I can tell that you're getting a little bit upset,
I am because I'm not, I'm literally in wherever this is, there's jail cells by there, I'm sitting on this metal thing, I could literally, be out and about.
Right, so,
and you guys said that you wanted to know what happened in Mexico and stuff and make sure that I'm not doing anything illegal, and that's the reason why I gave you my password.
correct, and so you're 17, right?
Correct.
And so, you're still a minor, right?
Well, we're in Texas, so I'm legal here.
You are legal here, but out of Ohio, you're still a minor,
Mm-hmm.
and so we just wanted to make sure that when in route, that you're okay.
And I am okay.
And we also wanted to make sure, with Jonathan, and I know you said nothing happened, but we wanted to make sure from Ohio to Mexico to here that you were safe, that nothing happened along the way either with him or with someone else.
Nothing did happen along the way. He kept me safe throughout much of the way.
And then the thing is that there was a notification that came in as well that you had been abducted. Okay?
Okay, well, I was never abducted, so I need to talk to the person about that.
Why would they have said that?
I don't know, because I told my caseworker I was going with him, so that's a misfollow part on her behalf.
Right. And so, once again, that's
I know run away, and I then posting off my Facebook account. I talked to my local police. I even have the phone records in my phone. I talked to my local police. They said that they never had him missing. I said, why didn't they put it out that I went missing this long ago if I did go missing? I said, I'm not with a fugitive. I'm not abducted. I'm not missing. I'm not kidnapped. I'm about to be 18. I'm literally what's it called in Ohio, emancipated, because I was living in an independent living house. I was allowed to do whatever I wanted to do.
Okay.
Because that's what they wanted me to do until I turned 18, so that they didn't have to do more paperwork.
Right.
So that's what I put on my Facebook, so I don't understand why I feel like that.
Was Jonathan a control person? Is that what they're saying as a fugitive?
I don't know why they said he was a fugitive. I know that soon as he got to the police unit and we told them everything, they understood, and they just said that he's going to be in jail for 2 days.
Okay.
So, yes.
Okay. Yeah, no, and hey, look, it is our job, right, just to make sure that you're safe, okay? So when we get notified by Mexican authorities as well as U.S. authorities that there's a child, right, that has been, because even in Mexico you're still considered a child. Texas is different, but it just so happens that you pass through Texas, right? So let's put what Texas state law is out of the way, right? So we get notified that we have a child that's in Mexico and that's being deported back. We need to make sure that you're okay.
I know, once again, like I said, I am okay. So you keep revisiting the question, is she okay? What are the signs that she's not okay? And I'm showing you that I am okay, and I'm saying I am okay. So you take my word for it.
I am taking your word for it, because now we're face to face, right? But up until an hour ago, we were not face to face. And we have been notified that you were listed as a kidnapped child.
Okay, I'm not kidnapped. I'm perfectly fine. I don't see anything that would show any signs of kidnapping. You know, I have my phone, so if I needed help, I would have contacted them, or I could have yelled fire or help. So I think that, like, this is just, like, a big discommunication with the whole world. So I'm ready to leave. That's all.
Okay. We do have some more questions. Tell me about this Facebook message that you sent. That talks about 2 murders with Martian.
This is when my ex has in right now. I can write you his name down here.
This is kind of thing.
This is the one that keeps texting me, and this is back from when I lived with him. He has my account. He works like on the dark web and stuff.
What do you mean he works in the dark web?
Like he works on the dark web. Like, you know, he hacks for people.
So when we hear dark web, we mean like child.
Okay, dark web, deep web means hacking in to find someone's IP address, location, find, you know, their account information, you know, posts that haven't been posted, like stuff like that. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So do you have a number?
Yeah. No, I don't have a number. I just know that name.
The message police found recently sent from Caitlin's Facebook read, "Typos and all. I was the one who did it, so but they will never know I killed 2 and did 2 arson." Conveniently, she blames this on a different boyfriend, her supposed ex, Michael. And, shocker, Michael is also an adult man, at least double her age.
I understand what you're saying. You're not a victim, okay? I understand that you want to be an adult, and that's fine. I'm going to talk to you as an adult. I'm going to talk to you face to face right now about the issue that we have with this, okay? So it says you killed 2 people.
Okay, but like, you understand, he has access to be able to hack it. Let me finish. Alright.
It says you killed 2 people. We can't find Nikki. We didn't arrest that.
I didn't know she was missing.
And your guys have her car, and you guys had all of her credit cards.
I didn't know that he had her record.
So how do you think it makes us think when there's that and everything?
I didn't know she went missing. I must really have missing today to think that, you know, we killed her, but I didn't know that she went missing. So who killed her?
We don't know.
No, but I want to know who killed her because she was a nice mom.
Like, I think, we know she hasn't been seen for a while, and it says we can see people, we don't know that she's dead.
Okay, but you're putting that on me when I thought she was doing perfectly fine and everything, and I told you I didn't send those messages. He's been able to hack my account.
So what we're trying to figure out is what happened and where she could be. So tell us about this gun that Jonathan had.
The gun? I know the gun that he had or whatever, that might be related to when he got arrested, the police took that. So,
Okay.
like way back.
Took it?
No, it was like way back.
She's there.
No, I did not.
So Jonathan took a gun to a pawn shop here in El Paso and told the people that his mom was dead.
He did.
So, Caitlin, we want to help you.
Right.
And we recognize that you're squinting and that you have a lot of life left. And we want to do what we can to help you.
Right.
I mean, that really, I'm not going to.
He really did that?
Yes.
You went to like,
Went to a pawn shop here in El Paso, gave him her gun, and said his mom was dead. So I'll give you a chance to talk.
when you need to talk.
Why you said that?
Why he would have done that? I mean, he probably would have.
You can practically hear the very, very rusty gears in her head trying their hardest to turn here. Footage at the pawn shop showed both Caitlin and Jonathan going into the store, selling a gun and various other stolen goods, and walking out with cash to fuel their trip to Mexico in his dead mother's vehicle.
Like, I don't know anything. Like, I didn't know he did that. I didn't know there was a gun. I didn't know his mom was dead. Like, I don't know what you guys want me to say.
We just want the truth. We want to help. That's all. We just want to help you. Caitlin, we have, not only do we have the pawn shop owner's statement, we have the gun now, and then we also have video surveillance putting you guys at the pawn shop.
I know we went to the pawn shop or whatever, but I didn't know about the gun. I knew that was, he wanted to pawn something to get money to be able to go into Mexico. That's all I knew, because they said that there's where you have to pay to get in.
Right. So when we talk to him, and he's gonna try to point the finger at you, we're trying to help you. There's a difference between being 17 and being 33. Okay?
I get that, but I just don't know.
I think you do know.
Well, it's a matter of fact of, you know, do put it all on him, even though it's not all on him, or good or ill.
So it doesn't have to be one or the other. Okay? Her job is to present the truth and to find the truth. And that's what we want. We just want the truth. And we want to give you an opportunity to tell your story before he tells it for you.
It was all, it was on me. I told him that I have 5 hours. I ran away from an independent living house, and I told him he had 5 hours, to kill her, and he told me that he couldn't do it because that was his mom. So I her out and I took her walking a whole bunch of times. And then I told him about it and he was shocked. So then I let him give him a moment, he threw up, and then we went to go get cleaning supplies that I cashed out and stuff. And then we cleaned up the body, cleaned up everything in the house. We disposed her body in the trash dumpster, and he couldn't do it, so I, was the one that put the body in the trash. And then after that, we took his ankle thing off, and then we went off and run.
Why did someone kill her?
Because she was not like you, but
And you loved him, took a lot of courage for you to tell us that. Yeah. Okay. Did he kill his mom, or did he?
I killed her, but he, he kind of helped with the attraction, but then after him dropping the feet, I told him, let me do it, you can't do this.
Okay. How did you feel after you killed his mom?
I got very high and I was tripping really badly. I was like, oh, that really just happened. I really just killed your mom. And he was like, yeah, you did. And he started crying. And then I was like, I'm sorry. And then, I had to tuck it up because then that was when I went to go hide the body.
Now police have cracked her, but things aren't quite lining up. For starters, Caitlin claims that Jonathan had no involvement in the murder, yet the dumpster where she claims they dumped Nicole's body would have been impossible for Caitlin to reach herself, let alone have the strength to move a body into. The text messages, however, do back up her claims. She sent a text to Michael telling him he had 5 hours. 5 hours to do what? She didn't specify. Something that we'll see her use to her advantage much later. At this point, armed with this new information, other detectives are on the move, racing to landfills across Ohio in a desperate attempt to find Nicole's body.
I also killed another person in Arizona in a drive-by. I don't know who it was. Also committed 2 arsons in Arizona in the middle of nowhere. Don't know what that was either. I, loaded the gun and stuff and shot the person, and I left real fast, and then after that I washed off the residue of the gun powder.
Was it a male, woman, old, young?
I think it was a woman.
Do you remember how old she was?
She looked old and she had glasses, and she was by, she got a best off.
Is there a reason, that precipitated it, that made you do it?
I don't know. I was like, well, I killed someone, so I might as well kill another.
Pretty unbelievable, right? That's the problem. To this day, there has never been a public claim made by any police department regarding these supposed drive-by shootings or the arsons that Caitlin claimed. It is worth noting, however, that she stated in further messages to friends that she covered her socks in gas and threw them out the car window to start fires. As the first interrogation came to an end, police felt ahead of the game. Caitlin had confessed, throwing herself completely under the bus. But what had her Romeo done?
I will answer some of the questions that I feel comfortable answering without a lawyer, but once it gets to the point where I need a lawyer, I will step in.
Caitlin said that some things may have happened in the house when you guys left, and we'd like to hear that from you.
That kind of stuff I'm not going to get into without a lawyer.
Well, so to be a little bit more specific with you, Caitlin placed a lot of blame on you. And that's what we're trying to get to the bottom of. So, I mean, we can talk about it, not talk about it, but Caitlin accused you of a lot of things.
Being her Romeo, you'd expect him to defend his Juliet, right?
When I went in, I'm not going to forget the scene because there was a lot of blood. Caitlin went and I guess, I don't know when, my mom was getting ready to walk out the door or what, she was in the kitchen and there was just blood everywhere. I don't know if Caitlin stabbed her or hit her over the head with something. went into shock and just so much blood. I don't know exactly what else she did. I confronted her about it, and she's like, I had to do it so we could be together.
Well, not exactly. In fact, Jonathan's story matches Caitlin's almost exactly, placing the blame entirely on her, which has detectives asking, did they rehearse this story? And if they did, who was the real mastermind behind the murder? A few days later, after Caitlin has been placed in custody for murder, she asks to speak with detectives again. And this time her story changes, drastically.
Okay, so this is for you. This is your chance to help yourself, right? Tell your side of the story. I know I've already made statements before. So what I want you to do is just start, tell it from the beginning to the end. Don't leave anything out. I'd ask for you to be truthful. I don't want to be pulling things out of you. This is your chance to help you, okay?
So, Jonathan Jones, let's see, what relationship did you have with Jonathan?
I don't know what to say about that type of relationship. I would say like at first, like it was just a friend, then boyfriend, but then like just a manipulator. Like
Okay.
he just me and stuff like that. So I don't know what you would call that.
Okay. In what way did he you or manipulate you?
Me multiple times and stuff like that.
Now, realizing that she could be put away for life or even put in the electric chair, Caitlin changes her story, making Jonathan up to be a toxic, controlling partner. And we want to be real here. Jonathan dating Caitlin at all was obviously wrong. But Caitlin isn't exactly the total victim she's making herself out to be. Her text messages tell detectives as much.
This particular person, she called you Kit Kat. You remember who that is?
No, I didn't.
Okay. Rebecca?
No, I don't remember who that is.
Okay. Because you exchanged many texts with her and told her about some of the things that you were involved in. And ultimately, that information came to us, and then this whole thing transpired, and here we are.
Caitlin, you don't remember telling her I killed someone?
No, I don't remember ever saying that. I never had my phones whenever I was with Jonathan, so I talked about this with multiple people from that's involved in my case because they showed me the messages, but I got my phones back whenever I came back from Mexico, so I don't know what happened what was going on with that.
You didn't have your phones the entire time you were with Jonathan? Okay. All right, well, I'm gonna let you keep going.
Okay.
Okay.
I did have my phones, but I didn't have my phones, if that makes sense.
No, explain it.
So, whenever I was on the run with Jonathan or whatever, my whole mind, right? I totally, I don't remember anything that happened. All I remember is waking up multiple times, going right back down. Waking up multiple times, going right back down. There is point in times where I do remember being on my phone, but I don't specifically remember ever texting nobody. But most of the time though, Jonathan had my phone. He was doing black internet web stuff, looking up maps to Mexico and all that type of stuff. So I never paid attention to him with that because I didn't mess with him. I thought that he was dangerous. So that's what I'm saying.
Caitlin didn't just text one person that she had killed Jonathan's mom. She had texted several, close friends, people she barely knew, other criminals. To her, it seemed to be a badge of honor. At least when the detectives weren't staring her down. Wanting more details, investigators asked for her new retelling of the events leading up to the murders.
And then after that, that's when, he was like, well, we have to stay out or whatever until my mom goes to sleep. And I'm like, that's weird. I'm not about to stay out until your mom goes to sleep. But mind you, we started smoking, drinking or whatever. And he didn't. So basically he had alcohol already on him and then we were already on him. But we started smoking and drinking or whatever. And we're just walking around going places. We went to this one abandoned house that they were redoing that was near the house or whatever. And he tried to mess with me. I was like, no, and stuff. And like I kept telling him, I was like, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to the house. I'm not going to the house. Like if she don't know that I'm there, then I don't feel comfortable. I'm already on the run. That makes me feel paranoid that I have to go into her house and her not know that I'm there. And so then at some point, I guess that we ended up at the house or whatever. And next thing I know is that I wake up.
All right. How'd you get in the house?
I don't remember.
Okay. Where were you staying while you were in the house?
In his room. It's like this. So the door right here, then right here, then the bathroom's right here, the door's right there. That's his room.
Okay.
And then like whenever I was staying in his room though, like he, like when I woke up or whatever, he blocked it off or whatever. But I guess you're asking me more questions, but that's when I woke up and I'm like,
what do you mean by blocked it off?
like he had like his dresser, not dresser, but like the tent, he had 10 foils in there. So like back whenever I was living with him, he kept his clothes and stuff in the not foils things, the bin things, and he had the bin things back up against the door or whatever. And like, that's how it was when I woke up, and I was just like, and then like, he was right there, and I'm like, and I told him, I was like, what's happening? He talked about, whisper. No, I'm not whispering. What's happening? You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And so I text on my phone. I'm like, you're going to tell her that I'm here or whatever. I was like, I'm going to give you 5 hours to tell her that I'm here or else I'm leaving. I have other guys that would happily take me. And then that's when I went back to sleep. Not sleep, like I laid down or whatever. I don't want to mess up my words. I was going back to sleep. And then like 30 minutes to like an hour, that's when I hear, babe, babe, babe. And I'm like, I don't even know if I should get up. It's like that gut feel, like you just know something went wrong. So I like slowly like get up and I like walk out of the room. And then I walk this way. I'm like looking everywhere. Then I walk in and I look this way. And there she is on the ground. There's a rock by him.
Who's she?
You said who's she?
Yeah.
Nicole,
his mother. Okay. Go ahead.
There she is on the ground. He has his hands on her neck. And he's asking me to help him. He's like, babe, can you please help me? And I'm like, no. And then that's when I went to the couch and I lay down. And then he, I didn't even know what to do with myself. I literally kept saying, this can't be happening. This can't be happening. And then next thing I know, he picks up the rock, is banging her more. And I'm like, no, this can't be happening. This can't be happening. And then after that or whatever, after that happened, he told me we had to go to the store. And I went with him. I went to the store. He got cleaning supplies and a whole bunch of stuff. And we went back to the house or whatever. And then after that happened, he cleaned up the mess on the ground. And he moved her body into turned her over or whatever.
Where you go from there?
After he puts it in the car, then he drives. I don't know where, how long, or where to, but I know. Like I'm trying to give you. I just know at some point he drives to the apartment place and he jumps out, opens up the garbage thing, and that's when he gets the body. And I go back outside because he's like, babe, and I help him do it all over again.
So you help put the body in the trash or whatever it was?
Yes.
Okay. Well, so I see here that it looks like after the cleanup and putting the body in the truck, you guys went to back to Sean's. Did you guys go to Sean's?
I don't remember that.
Well, you did, because I can see it right here. So you bought the supplies, you were at Lowe's. Now, mind you, let me just tell you this. It is all on video. I have receipts for all this, okay? So the items that were purchased and the body was wrapped up in these items. And then that was at 5:20 that you guys left Lowe's. Went back to the house, regular mission. And then by 6:36 p.m., you are back at Sean's Irish Tavern. Okay, so at that point, the body's in the trunk because later on, it's not till 12:17 a.m. that the car goes to where the body was disposed of in the dumpster.
But I don't remember. I'm telling you, I don't remember.
You don't remember, but I'm telling you. Okay, that's what happened. So you're distraught that you just saw this killing. Okay?
Well, I wouldn't have walked in on it, but yeah.
Okay. You saw this. You're shocked at this whole thing, right? Things are fuzzy. But you go to Sean's.
I don't remember.
Get a little
all the
dinner.
songs, though. That's the
Okay.
thing. I don't, like,
Well-
I really don't remember. All I remember is, like, the big shit that happened because the other stuff.
Well, that's why we're trying to figure this out together. Okay? So I'm just telling you, and I'm filling in these spots, and maybe it'll click something in your head. Okay? So from there, you guys go to the apartment complex and put the body in the dumpster. Okay? And from the dumpster, you guys go to the Waffle House to get a little snack. Right?
I don't remember that.
I got video of you doing that too. Okay?
I don't remember. That's what I'm trying.
Then from 12:29 to 1:04 a.m., you go back to the house, you're there for a little while, and I think then later on, you guys, that next afternoon at 12:49 p.m., you leave and go to McDonald's.
After the murder that Caitlin was allegedly so traumatized by, the two went to a local bar where they ate, listened to music, and bought drinks until it closed down. Immediately after, with full bellies, they casually dumped Nicole's body in the dumpster of Jonathan's old apartment complex across town. All the while, as you've heard, Johnny Boy was wearing his ankle monitor. And you thought people bringing their phones along for their crimes was stupid.
Then you guys took her debit card and went to the bank, several banks as a matter of fact, and used her.
That's also another thing.
Debit
He
card.
said that he was happy that he got her money now or whatever because she was complaining about how he wasn't even paying for the house and stuff and that she don't even have the money for him to be even living with her. I know that's something that he commented about before, but I don't know why he kept pulling money. I know at some point I know that he was pawning off her stuff or whatever so that he could get money to go into Mexico.
Yeah, we have all that too. We have all that stuff. We found all that, so we have it. And again, I'm gonna. You might hear me say this multiple times, but this is all on video.
I know.
Or there's receipts to show where you're at. And everybody handles traumatic situations a little differently.
I don't know. I felt like I was living a Lifetime movie. Like I felt like I was living a movie. I literally felt like this was just how I saw the situation with me and Jonathan was. I really just thought that he was somebody I love. Like I really thought that, Harley Quinn or like, Bonnie and Clyde type stuff or whatever. Like I really thought that, like, like I was just his like partner in crime, but I wasn't doing the crime. Like I was just there for him, like, cause I loved him or whatever, and I didn't want to leave him, but I was also scared to leave him, even though I loved him. Like, it's crazy because I really did throughout being with him or whatever, try to leave or whatever, but that's when he started being more stricter with my phones and stuff. That's the reason why. I didn't even try to attempt to leave or whatever. He did hand me the gun and stuff, and hand me the knives and was like, kill me right here, right now. But I didn't do that because I'm not capable of that. I know I'm not capable of that. I don't want to hurt somebody like that.
You still love me? Yeah. You're still gonna do what he says? Like right here, right now?
I want to see the phone for him so badly. He's the only person that I have.
Really, what about Mr. Sorter up in Monroe, Michigan?
Who?
Mr. Sorter. Sorter? I forget what it is. There's two of them. Kevin, maybe? I can't remember. But according to that, you love him.
Who?
Sorter. You've been talking with him from the jail. We got you're on audio telling him how much you love him and you want to do this, that, and the other to him. Very graphic.
Who? Oh, who? Are you talking about, I don't know who you're talking about. I've talked to one person being in this jail or whatever. I talked to him when I very first came here or whatever because someone hooked me up with him, but it's still not. I told him that I still have feelings for Jonathan though. It's the same thing. I told him we're never going to be the same after this. I tell my parents that too all the time.
Does Jonathan know about him?
No, Jonathan knows that my family has support or whatever, but he don't know about anybody else.
What would he say if he heard those calls? What would he say about that situation?
That I have a history of cheating. It doesn't mean that I don't love him though. He knows that. I've told him that. Being high or whatever, I told him I was like, I remember this when I was very high. The one night I was like, I told him I was like, I was cheating on you when we very first met or whatever. But I told him I was like, it didn't matter though because I love you. He knows. It's just if he finds out, he's gonna be pissed. Cause I don't know. I just know he would be pissed if he found out. So I love him though. I really do love him. Like I really do want to take the fall for him. Like
hold on a second. We don't want anybody to take the fall for anybody. Okay? We just want the truth. And the truth is that
someone died, I know. Somebody that should have.
Let me finish.
In these other interviews, okay, that you had with the FBI agents down in El Paso and all this stuff, that you were very specific about what happened. Okay?
Right.
He was nowhere around. You're sitting in the room with 2 FBI agents in a locked facility. So he poses no threat to you. So you go into a story with explicit detail. Oh, stop. How you gave him a specific period of time to get rid of his mother, to kill his mother, because she was in the way keeping you guys from being together. And based upon your very explicit words, we got a search warrant, went to the house, and the physical evidence in that place is exactly like you said. Exactly like you said. So someone who's all traumatic and not grasping the full situation is not going to be that explicitly detailed. See, and here's the other thing, okay? You're trying to tell us that you're the victim in all this.
No, I'm not trying to tell you the victim. I'm trying to tell you how she died. I'm trying to tell you what I did, but you're not listening.
Okay, we know how she died.
No, I'm trying to give her the full justice she needs. I understand I'm guilty. I understand I'm guilty for running. I'm guilty for taking the fall for him. I'm guilty for dumping her body. I understand it, but I'm really trying to tell you what it is. Like, it doesn't matter at the end of the day because you're not going to listen. You really think I'm the one that did it. I understand it from my statements, but me and him talked about it back and forth. I talked to him. I promised him I was going to take the blame because I loved him.
Okay.
I told him I wouldn't.
Caitlin and Jonathan completely funded their Mexican escape using Nikki's debit and credit cards, with footage from various banks showing both of them getting money out at various times as they hightailed it for the border. All the while, as she lived out her Bonnie and Clyde fantasies, Caitlin was texting other men. She just didn't know that those men were, well, not exactly who they said they were.
Then why would you say, okay, let me ask you this. Who's Michael Smith?
He's my trafficker.
Your trafficker, okay? So he lives in the Canton area, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you exchange some text messages with Michael Smith telling him that you guys had killed Jonathan's mother?
You gotta remember something.
Yes, I did say that.
You did? Okay. And what were you trying to do? What were you trying to accomplish by telling?
I was trying to get help in some way. I was trying to let them know. But I love Michael.
So, Michael, you reached out to him because, in your words in these messages, you were wanting to join a drug cartel, right?
That's what Jonathan wanted, yeah. But I put that in the message.
And that, so you put on the message, you're going back and forth with this guy, And he explains to you that, hey, if you're going to join a drug cartel, because apparently he had the connections to put you in contact with the drug cartel. So he explained to you that you have to be able to kill people. And he asked you, have you ever killed anyone? You said, yes. And he said, who? And he said, who? And you said, oh, me and my boyfriend killed his mom, and so on and so forth. And he asked you specifics about names and so on and so forth. I can show you the conversation if you like.
No, I don't need to see it.
And let me tell you something about it. You know how this came into our possession? You want me to tell you? Mr. Smith is an informant.
I don't know, he told me.
For the marshals. So the whole time this is going on and he's having this conversation with you, he's actually giving that information directly to law enforcement. So, and I'm looking at this message, it didn't sound like somebody who's an innocent victim that was thrust in the middle of the situation. Yes, you can.
What's more pathetic than Caitlin's wailing? The fact that she accused someone of being her trafficker in order to garner sympathy, only for police to come back and tell her that he's actually an informant working for them. At this point, when the tears really start to flow, it seems that she's realized she's maxed out her innocent, victimized teenage girl card.
I didn't do it.
Hold on. Just take a deep breath. I want you to take a real deep breath for me, okay?
No, they don't understand. I didn't do it.
Stop. Here you go. Thanks, appreciate it. Yeah, here. Take some Kleenex, will you? Pull real hard. Get it all out. Remember when I told you they know more than what you think they know?
I know.
Okay, so here's the most important thing. Listen. This one. You keep jumping back to they're not believing me that I didn't kill her. Okay? Now wait a minute. Hold on. What's important is you tell them the truth about everything else. Everything. Tell the truth about everything. Who this might be.
I'm gonna tell him.
Right. Well, I mean, he has. So listen to me. You keep jumping back to they don't believe me. They don't have to believe you. They have certain things. What they're doing is quite simply asking a question about Mr. Smith, and they want to see if you're going to answer consistent with what they already know that Mr. Smith has already told them. All right, or given the text messages. All right. So you got to tell them everything about Mr. Smith. Whatever you texted him, that's fine. It is what it is. Okay. The most important thing at this point is for you to be believable.
I want to go home. That's all I want you to understand. This is hurting me so bad.
What's hurting you?
None of this happened. Being locked up because somebody took somebody's life and it wasn't me, but I thought I could do this. It hurts. It hurts. It really hurts. I want to go home.
What hurts you?
Being locked up.
Yeah. Well, you know that's not going to change for a while, right? All right. Now I can end this. I mean, you said what you said.
No, it's not going to end.
Well, I mean this interview, if you want me to, but I mean, you haven't said anything different than what you've already told the FBI in the original one, okay?
It's hurting me so bad.
So what's hurting you so bad?
It's everything.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, come on in. I'm wondering if we've reached the point that Judge Cook was concerned about as far as competency to be able to have a conversation. I mean, we're pretty much, I'm not sure.
Okay, what's making you so upset right now? You're feeling like we're not listening to you?
It's not that. I'm not trying to say I'm a victim or none of that shit. I'm just trying to tell you how I see it as. That's how I see it as. I know I'm not right in the head, but that's how I see the situation. I know he's the one that did it, but I don't remember anything. I know the places you said. I know the people you're talking about, but I don't remember doing it. I don't remember being in an actual position, like, being there, like I'm not conscious. I don't remember being conscious during it. I know of it. I know what you're talking about, but I don't remember it. Like, I don't remember being in that spot, and it hurts me because it's like, I'm a survivor. I'm not no victim. I don't like that word. It took a lot for me to go through what I did with Jonathan. I know that I say I love you to a lot of people, but I can do that all day long, but my heart goes out to him. I really love him. And I think what really happened at the end of the day is that I just came into the mindset that it was okay that she died, that it's okay to kill people and stuff like that, whatever the case is.
I'm listening. I want to hear you out. I feel like you're really frustrated because we're not listening to you. I'm trying to hear what you're saying, okay? We both are.
I want to go home. I don't want to be...
Kaylin didn't cry like this when Nikki was killed. In fact, she bragged about it, loud and proud to anyone who would listen. But faced with separating from her partner and being put behind bars, she finally seems to understand what she's up against. And from this point on, the full unraveling of Caitlin Coons is on display. And if you thought her excuses were pathetic before, buckle up for these incoming ones.
Did you ever think to call the police when he's murdering her, calling out, walking outside, telling somebody? Here's the problem. It looks like what you're saying is incorrect.
I threatened him to do it multiple times. I told him I was going to call it in and turn him in or whatever, but I never did it. I don't know why I never did it. I don't know why. I thought it was okay. I really did. I thought that it was okay. I don't know why I thought it was okay, but I thought it was okay. I thought that that's normal. I don't know why. I thought that was like, that's how someone you really, I guess, like, if they, and he did say that the reason why he killed her was because she didn't want me in the house or whatever, and I was like, well, you know, in my head, I guess I wrapped my head around the idea, well, he must really love me if he did that. I don't know.
All right, so that's why I want to know the why. You're saying he killed her because she didn't want you in the house?
Yes.
All right. And when do you think he made that plan?
I don't know. Everybody keeps telling me that he had it already made out, but I don't ever remember him even talking about killing her, none of that.
Never had a conversation about it? Aside from the 5 hours to do something about your mom?
No.
Okay. And the rock, you don't know where the rock came from?
No, I don't remember where the rock came from.
You remember telling the FBI agents that you brought it in from outside?
I know I said that, but that's not what happened.
You're okay.
So it just seems that
Okay. This. So basically what happened was, I walked into the house or whatever while she was asleep, and I went into the room, and I went in there, passed out, woke up the next morning. It's the same thing, the door was blocked off or whatever. And I told him, I was like, I don't want to be here. I don't want her not knowing that I'm here or whatever. And mind you, previous to it happening or whatever, he was talking about that. He was talking about killing his mom or whatever because she wouldn't want us to be together. But I kept dismissing it. And that's when I told him you had 5 hours. He came back with a rock or whatever from outside. He came through the window or whatever. And he was like, I'm going to go do it. And I was like, no. And I went back to sleep. Like, I didn't try to stop him. I was just like, okay. And I fell asleep. And then that's when he started yelling my name. And that's when I walked in. But I hope to move the body. I did do that, but I didn't kill her. No.
Have you had any conversations with Jonathan since you both were put in jail?
Yeah, he's been sending me letters or whatever. Whenever I was a juvenile, and then he was giving me letters or whatever. I don't want to dispose how he did it, but he was sending me letters, and I got them. He kept telling me just to keep him in it, keep taking off of him being the mastermind and me being the mastermind, and that I'm only gonna get 10 years and it's gonna be okay, and that he loves me and misses me. He can't wait to me and teach me right and all this other stuff, and he said he would kill a whole town for me, and it's just terrible. It's terrible. I talked to him on the phone. He tells me the same thing. He tells me don't talk to the prosecutor, don't tell him anything.
Has he reached you on the phone in the jail? You know what days those were on?
No.
Am I correct in that he's basically telling you you take the heat for this because you'll be out in no time? Do you guys have a story you were supposed to stick to?
I was just supposed to take it off.
But with the rack and the strangling, everything you told, like your first statements to people, whether it be on Facebook, text messaging, or in the interview, you gave a very specific statement. I want to know how you came up with that statement. If you're telling me it was what
I walked in on him, so I put that together. Then I knew about the rock. I put that together. And then the blood blush, and I was up close and I saw that for myself.
The what?
The bloody blush and stuff all over for the brain matter.
Potentially the worst moment for a cheery phone notification of all time. Evidence at the scene did in fact conclude that things happened just as Caitlin said they did. The house had been bleached and scrubbed clean, but luminol revealed standing in the kitchen consistent with Nikki suffering from a surprise attack with a blunt object.
I promised him that I would take the fall because, I don't know. It's hard for me to make sense, but I said it in the moment though. I was like, I'm going to take the fall for you. I'm going to take the fall for you. Okay. Because I knew that they were looking for us. Because mind you, I'm the one sitting out the stuff, so I knew it was going to happen sooner or later. It's like I kind of set myself up in a way. Like I wanted to be like painted as a monster. Like I don't like myself. I think that's the thing too. I wanted to be painted as a monster because that's how I feel. I don't know.
It's okay. I can understand that.
Okay, but yeah. I'm trying to make sense of it.
You know, one of the things that I like to do in investigation is look into the past history of a person to kind of see maybe why they are the way they are as a person. Okay, it helps give me some insight. So there is basically a timeline of your life, okay? And some of the horrific things that you have been subjected to, okay? No one should have to endure these things that you've endured. But we also know that when people are subjected to things like that, that it affects them mentally and causes them to become a certain type of person. So looking at yours, I mean, anyone that looks at that would say, wow, I can understand why they would hurt somebody else.
But that's the thing. I don't want to hurt nobody else. I don't ever want that. Like, and the thing is Jonathan's the only person that's sticking around. He's the only one that's messed up, just like how I messed up. And when I mean that, I mean like I have a history of saying I'm gonna kill someone tries to leave you. I have a history of being aggressive and stuff like that. But his is more him on. That's the thing. But I love him.
So here's the thing. So if we look at his history, he graduates high school, he goes in the military, he serves his country, comes home, no criminal record to speak of, 0, okay? Fairly normal formative years, growing up, until he gets with you. And then these things start to happen. So it's just hard for me to believe that someone like you who's been through so much, and we can understand why it might make you prone to doing certain things, how you could be a little bit more likely to commit a crime of violence than Jonathan. Okay, it seems to me that if I were to look at both of your life history and somebody were to say to me, which one do you think is a sociopath or a narcissist or whatever, it's not going to be Jonathan, okay? And I'm sorry that these things have made you this way.
I'm not like that.
But it's, we can't allow you to keep manipulating, okay? And that's been,
I'm not manipulating. He's the one that did it. You're not listening. I'm trying to tell you for her sake. I did to provide, but I'm not the one that killed her. And I need to call one now that please if it was small, you would see his fingerprints on her and everything, but You know they wouldn't talk to me because they said they knew he's the one that did it. Then why am I still here? Why am I still Why? Please don't let me get away with it.
So let me ask you this: when you said I'm scared of him too, what causes you to say that?
Because I seen him do it. I seen him kill her, and nobody's listening.
We're listening. We're listening.
No, because I'm hated that way. I have a bad history, so it's obviously me. It's not fair. Good people can have bad things, but evil. Yeah. I tell people all the time, this guy could be a good guy, but be me, but nobody would ever believe that because he's I'm sorry. I'm really trying to tell you guys that you are not listening. You are, but you're not, because you obviously still think it's me.
I put together every part of it, from pre-planning, the killing, the disposing, and the fleeing, every step of the way. That's what all of the evidence suggests.
In court, all of the evidence left both Jonathan and Caitlin with no choice. They eventually conceded, pleading no contest to aggravated murder and abuse of a corpse. For their crimes, the two were sentenced to life with the possibility of parole after 25 years. Sadly, Nikki's body has never been recovered. Her life and the opportunity for her family and friends to bury her was snatched away in a callous act of cruelty and immaturity. Police believe that it was Caitlin who delivered the fatal blow, based on text messages and other digital evidence. Jonathan's involvement to this day is debated. Our thoughts are with the loved ones of Nicole Jones, who was taken far too soon. Thank you for watching today's video. Whether you're new here or have been with us for a while, check out one of the craziest cases I've ever covered right here, or one of my newest uploads right here.